faithandreason.com. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind.
Hello, I'm Father Andrew Apostoli, a member of the Franciscan Friars of the Renewal. You know, I had the privilege recently to write a book entitled Fatima for Today, the Urgent Marian Message of Hope. And you know, since I was a child, I've always had a very special love of Our Lady of Fatima and of great interest in her message, because she said she came down to earth to bring a message of peace and of hope for the world. So when I wrote this book, my love for her, my interest and emphasis on her message grew a great deal. You see, I believe that Mary's message is essential to the peace of the world today. She came from heaven in 1917. She appeared to 3 little children in Portugal at a place called Fatima. And the little children were Lucia, who was only 10 years old, and her 2 little cousins, Francisco, who was 9, and Jacinta, who was 7. And Our Lady told these children that she wanted their prayers and their sacrifices for the salvation of souls, the conversion of sinners. She said many souls are lost from God because there's no one to pray for them and offer little sacrifices for them. The children became very faithful in their prayers. The prayer that Our Lady especially asked of them was the Rosary. In fact, when she appeared to the children in the Cova de Iria, that was a field not too far from the little village of Fatima, where the children would go every day to bring the sheep to graze them in the field there. It was a field owned by Lucia's father. And when Our Lady appeared there, you know, she asked them if they would be willing to offer their sacrifices and accept the sufferings that God would send them, again, for peace in the world and the conversion and salvation of souls. And these children generously responded to Mary's message. And I think that the trials and tribulations we're going through in the world today, which we see attacks on things that are so essential to our Christian faith and Christian culture in the world. For example, the sanctity of life. It's being attacked by abortion and euthanasia. So we need to pray that life will be protected from conception to natural death. Secondly, the family. We see the family under attack because people are proposing other kinds of marriage, same-sex marriages, which is not the Christian sense of marriage. That is not what God ordained. And so Our Lady wants us to pray for strong families. In fact, she appeared in one of the apparitions with St. Joseph and the Christ child, which was the Holy Family, to remind us of the need for good and holy families. Finally, our religious freedoms. Our Lady wants us to have the freedom to love and worship God as we should. She wants us to love her divine Son and to live the message that He taught us. And that's why Our Lady's message at Fatima is so important. You know, she appeared almost 100 years ago. And you may say, well, that's an old message. No, it's not, because it hasn't yet been fulfilled in the sense that Mary's promises an era of peace. She had asked for the consecration of the world to her and Russia to her Immaculate Heart, and that was done by Pope John Paul II. And at the same time, she asked us to offer on the first Saturdays of the month, 5 first Saturdays, to offer a special devotion of confession, Holy Communion, the Rosary, and then meditation on the mysteries of the Rosary. See, all of this was meant to obtain the peace of the world through the conversion of sinners. She is a mother. Remember, when Jesus was on the cross, He looked down and He said to Our Lady, "Behold your Son." The disciple was there whom He loved. And that disciple represented every one of us. She is our mother. And a mother is always concerned for her children. And so Mary came down from heaven to Fatima to give us this message of hope. Please respond to Mary's call. Say your rosary every day. Try to practice the 5 first Saturdays devotion. Offer your little sacrifices for the conversion of sinners. And above all, live good Christian lives. That's so pleasing to Our Lady, and she will bless you for responding to her call. God love you.
faithandreason.com. an initiative of Franciscan University of Steubenville.